Hi guys, how's it going? My name is Alex.
And I'm Julian. And this is the first ever APEX Airwaves podcast.
Woo! We're on. And we're here today with Kryphon, who a lot of you will probably have heard his track at least once if you are in a bassline scene. So Jake is from Birmingham. He has been producing for how long?
10 years on and off.
10 years
3 years
on and off.
Serious.
And you'll most definitely know him from his most famous track, Missing, which has been played on loads of the biggest DJs in the scene, including people like Skepsis. Who else? Go on. Name a couple.
Notion, Q, Jamie Duggan, Virgie, Kajama. Well,
staying humble. But some of the biggest. And he recently released a track called OG Wow, which is now out everywhere, so feel free to stream it. All right, Jake, feel free to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Kryphon. I'm 23 and I'm from around Birmingham way.
Woo! Right, so let's go. So to begin with, we want to ask you about obviously Missing. You're possibly would it be fair to say it's your biggest achievement so far?
Yeah, definitely. It's the one that made me come out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have met you years and years ago, back on in Cellar in Oxford.
Yes.
So that's how we first met.
My first ever gig, I think that was.
Yeah. I mean, that was my first public one as well, so that was mad. But that's how we met. And you also played on my birthday, on my cheeky little birthday party, which obviously you did absolute jobs in, and it was sick. So we want to get into your producing side more because obviously that's what you are insane at. Your sound design is incredible and you have such a unique style that is amazing and we absolutely love it. So tell us more about Missing. How did it come about?
Just basically found a vocal on Splice. Well, it wasn't even Splice, it was just some sample pack from somewhere. And it just went from there. A mistake got made for a bit where I don't know if you know, I created a 7th into a 5th, and it just went wrong, but it sounded so right. I showed it to people and they enjoyed it, and then I just finished the song off. It got left for like 6 months, just nothing done with it. Yeah, well, it was finished. I didn't actually like it to start with at all. And then I put it on Legoland to see what everyone else thought. And yeah, everyone was just messaging me, and then Skepsis said, "Can I play it out? Can I have it?" He played it out, added it to a story, and then before I know it, every other guy was in my inbox. "Oh, let me have it, let me have it." So big up Skepsis. He made that one happen. He did.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing on your story him playing it, and I remember messaging you going, "Oh my fucking god, mate, you're doing bits," because back then I remember I just knew you from that Cellar gig. And that song to have just come out. I remember listening to things like Skyline, when I was editing the video for the event. And that was years ago. And then suddenly see you come out
on the
Skepsis
promo video,
mad.
didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, it was sick to see you just suddenly blow up like that. So, as I understand, Day of Thought just came about by pure accident, just by pure combination of things. Is that how you usually work with your tracks?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just trial and error everywhere.
Do you usually go onto just sound banks and sort of libraries and just try to find some samples and then go from there, or do you go on a VST, just try to find some patches and just go from there?
Well, I used to work with the same vocal a lot in different keys, just to create a melody around it, all different. And lately, I've just been really creating sounds, saving them, and then come back to them, and then manipulate them and makes a different sound, and then I have the drop before I have anything else, and then the hard parts, the easy part's done, the drop. It's now trying to make everything else work the same as it. Yeah.
Right, Massive or Serum? Let's hit you with the big boy questions.
Serum. I don't really use Massive at all. I only use it for some the re-spaces.
Oh yeah, you can get a fucking lovely sound of retail out of that. Yeah. Couple of cheeky squares, bit of a bit of unison. Ooh, get up here.
Right. So in terms of producing, what have you got on your backlog right now? Can you reveal any big things that are coming out or you're working on?
Big collabs.
When's this being posted?
Well, hopefully next week. So within a 1 week time space.
Well, I have an EP out in May. And that's
Ooh, are you allowed to tell us what label?
my own.
Your own.
Yeah, I'm starting to work on my own thing again, trying to create my own thing instead of depending on other people.
Right, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, people can be nightmares.
But the EP is my baby. It's what I've been working on for the past 6 months. That's why I haven't really released anything majorly, really.
So what, is it going to be is it going to be like pure bassline, or is there going to be some garage bits in there?
There's going to be a couple of genres.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, a little mix-up.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to hearing that.
Yeah, no, we're looking forward to hearing that. If you want, you can feel free to send us, demos before the release, exclusives. Nah, that's just me being cheeky. But all right, so
When push comes to shove, we'll plug the Bandcamp or whatever you put it on. Beatport, I don't know, MySpace, Bebo, who fucking knows?
Yeah,
make sure when you
give us some love.
Right, so going back to quickly producing, what would you, if we had to ask you for a recipe for how to make a really good track, a solid track to release? You release on things like Crewcast, Legoland, what is your recipe if you could make one for making a sick track that really goes off?
I think it comes down to melody, really. If you have like a typical sing-along melody, like all the big songs out there now, you can hum along to, sing along to, they're really distinctive. You could make something unique. It's like, but it's not all about that all the time, because you can have the most creative thing in the world, but if your marketing's right, you can make a well-known banger.
Yeah.
But vice versa.
Totally agree. So would you say that the uniqueness of the sound or the melody is more important? Because when me and Junior used to produce, I always used to go for melodies. Like, I didn't really care about the sound as much. As long as I thought that it sounds okay, the melody was more important for me. But what would you say is more important? Was it the melody or the uniqueness of the sound?
The melody. Because you have one note bass songs out there that absolutely fucking bang, because of that bass is just so booming, and it's just literally just bomb, 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 and it just creates a banger because the sound design's behind it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I cannot disagree with you on that. I can already think of a couple of examples, so got to agree on that. And in terms of your producing style, have you got any influences? Have you got anyone you look up to or you look at and go, all right, I'm going to try to recreate that, or go a bit off from that?
I don't know who I'd really go off, because to be honest, the way I come across music and all different stuff, I always recreate their whole song. Like, for example, say if I wanted like a Virgil style thing, I would study his drums like for hours on end, recreate them to exact 1-to-1, understand his structures and all this, and then all of a sudden I can make a Virgil song. But like, influences is like, I'm trying to think who.
It could be any genre, like be it fucking, I don't know, hip hop or whatever, like anyone. Mariah Carey, like literally anyone.
Banger. Noisia would have to be up there.
That's a good choice.
That's a brilliant choice.
Joyride, definitely Joyride.
Okay.
That's yeah. Let's go into Joyride. Joyride is the guy who is a top dom.
Yeah.
The music he makes is just, it's a bit of me,
Yeah, and even like it's mad. It's mad to think, even back in like 2015, he was pushing out stuff that people are trying to make, people are trying to recreate that sound today. It's like 2015, 5 years ago.
Yeah, okay. Because did you ever follow him beforehand on his other alias?
What was his other alias?
I think it's We Are Friends, something like. No.
No, I'm thinking of We Are Festival, but We Are. They took out the vowels, didn't they? Nah, never mind. That's my head.
It was something else like that, but a couple of me and other friends used to listen to that.
Right.
And we was like, we used to be trying to create that stuff, and then all of a sudden this new guy was coming through, and it's just like,
yeah.
That's mad.
Because we followed him since day one. We spoke to him like.
Oh really?
We got private links to each other, and it's just like, just to see where he is now, because we stopped talking. And it's like, whoa, look what you did.
Yeah, I'm pretty nutty, you know, put that on the CV.
Yeah, that's massive.
Mad. All right. So obviously you have also a DJ as well as a producer. You've DJed out a couple of, might I say, bigger events, big venues and events. Got to say, what has been your favorite venue or event you have performed at? And you have to say my birthday. I'm just saying right now as your favorite event. So excluding my birthday, what was your favorite venue and your favorite event to perform at?
My second ever gig, Plot 22, Sheffield, for Wub Club.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you performed for Wub Club quite a few times, don't you? You released on... You're releasing or you released on the label, the brand new label?
Yeah, I've already released on there, yeah. But that second gig was my first experience with close-up people singing along to my songs. Like, they knew my music, and I thought at that point, no one listens to my music. The promoters just like my music, so they want me to play. And that was my first experience. Like, holy shit, people actually know these tunes. How, what, and it changed everything.
Yeah,
I started making music for the people instead of like just.
What a promoter thinks. Yeah.
That's probably like such a surreal feeling, being there, you get on stage and suddenly people know your songs, people know who you are. You went from, a bedroom DJ, a bedroom producer, someone that, I mean, I literally, first time I met you was the first time I heard of you, and I listened to your songs and I was like, he has a style, this is really sick. And then all of a sudden you blew up and people recognize you. When I put you on, the lineup for the event, a couple of people messaged me saying, oh, this is really sick. Like I heard his tunes, So was that the turning point when you went from, okay, this is a hobby to this could be a bit more serious?
Yeah, look, it's still a hobby now, don't get me wrong. I'll always still have like my main job because, it's just things will fall up and down. But that was the breaking point where I realised people enjoyed what I do. Like, because before I started making all the bassline and that, I was making all weird music, and people from America were liking it, so I would never experience people.
What sort of music were you making? Was it like fucking, what's it called? That like trap, the really new bass, what they called it?
It was like a future. I don't know what you called it, but it's like a future bass, but like my own way of future bass.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So looking, obviously, you had huge success within a pretty short time. All of a sudden, you went from, as we said, from like a bedroom producer to, your music is well known. Like Missing is a well known track. Yeah. So, seeing that growth, where do you see yourself, say, in a year's time or 2 years' time? Where do you think you're going to be at this point? Do you think it's going to keep going, or do you think it's going to kind of steady off?
Well, I hope it keeps going, because I don't know how the genre within itself is going to go, because at the moment everything's just breaking off into new little subgenres. And I suppose if you stay in the subgenre that people still are listening to, you can still,
I do feel like there's a north-south divide though, like in Britain.
Definitely.
Like you guys from Brum and like Sheffield as well. The further north you go, the more bassline it is. Down here, everyone's just like rinsing drum and bass.
Yeah, that's what you find. You go, like in Birmingham as well, you have a lot more drum and bass at the moment because a lot of younger people are coming into it. It's just that's what's always available, really.
So would you say that the kind of underground feeling of bassline, and bassline, garage, drum and bass, I feel like has become a bit more mainstream, but like the underground feeling of like bassline and garage, do you reckon that is doing its favors? Because I am seeing it grow every day. I am seeing more and more people tuning into, bassline tracks. I mean, Fall With Fresh, not so much a bassline track, but that was used on adverts. That was used out there in the mainstream. And they are bassline still, and that's kind of growing a little bit out. Do you reckon that's doing its favor, or do you reckon that's just going to keep it underground and kind of a little bit more of a subgenre of like other genres, really?
Well, to that extent, I reckon it's doing it a favour, because obviously a lot more people can hear it who don't usually go out the way to hear it. They listen to the same music every day. But then you also have a downside, is other people might see that as an opportunity to get into, like, trying to get into adverts, and then it becomes typical advert music in the future. I don't know. It's just,
Imagine that.
yeah.
An advert for a Peugeot, and you just hear, "It's Virtue, isn't it?"
Whole time I like dogs, yeah. Well, all right. So we're gonna kind of close off a little bit here because I want to know if you could play only one track and every single remix of that track for the rest of your life in every single one of your sets, what track would that be?
Does it have to be mine or someone else's?
It can be someone else's. It can be whatever track you want.
Does this involve bootlegs?
It involves bootlegs, mashups, remixes, the original, everything.
Probably would have to be, trying to figure the name, Show Me Love.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is
Because there's
do you know what?
shitload of remixes and bootlegs out there.
No, do you know what? That is a good choice. I didn't actually think about that one. So, all right, look, Kryphon, it's been great having a quick chat with you. You are now given your own segment. Plug whatever you want. Give us whatever you want. Say whatever you want to everyone listening out there. Go.
Same Claire, Kryphon, Instagram, Kryphon with a 0. Facebook, Kryphon Official, Twitter, Kryphon Official. Way.
Super. Amazing. Well, Kryphon, thank you so much for coming to talk to us. Obviously, in this isolated state, this is usually not how we're going to do it. Hopefully, when we have a proper, more permanent setup, we'll get you in and we'll get you for a proper face-to-face chat. But yeah, your Instagram will be below your name, down below so you can point down and your Instagram will be there in your name. And we will also make sure to put all your socials, your latest release and stuff in the description of this recording to make sure that everyone can go find you and go follow you. So, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much, Kryphon, again for coming to join us.
Thanks
And
for having me on.
this episode should be out soon, hopefully, so we'll make sure to send it over to you. And yeah, make sure to tune in for the next episode. The first 3 episodes will be out by the time you see this. The first 3 episodes will be out, and we're going to release a next episode very soon as well, so make sure to listen to that. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening and tuning in. Thank you, Kryphon. Thank you, Julian. And we'll catch you on the next one.